Hey everyone, my name is Noel, and today I'm going to be counting down the top 20 rarest weapons in Pixel Gun 3D. The developer sent me a long list of weapons that under 0.01% of players have, and I had to narrow that list down quite a bit. I don't have any actual numbers other than every weapon on that list was very rare, so I just picked the best weapons that I thought should be on this list. Since I don't have like any actual numbers, like only 300 players have this weapon, I just ranked them on what I thought was most rare and what was least rare, so I guess we'll see how well I did. So yeah, for more Pixel Gun videos, do not forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. And also guys, for free Black Friday coupons with purchases, you can use my web store link down in the description. It would greatly support the channel. And let's jump into it right now. So an honorable mention I just want to get out there is all the veterans weapons, just because like they are actually pretty hard to get, and it turns out only 0.01% of players have them, despite them being permanent weapons in the game. You have to reach level 65, and even when you reach level 65, you have to grind to get all of them. So I think that's why they could be rare. But then even still, there are gallery weapons you can get right now that only 0.01% of players have. So yeah, kind of interesting. But veterans weapons, they are pretty rare, but you can get them at any point in your Pixel Gun career. Alright, moving on to the actual list, I'm going to go with Exchanger for number 20, just because this weapon, I think, is the most recent to have come out as far as all these weapons go. In fact, yes, apart from Spirit's Exorcist, this is the most recent weapon to come out. However, it was only available for like purchasing quite a bit, and a lot of people don't particularly participate in like purchasing events, so that's why I feel like this weapon is kind of more rare, but I don't know, I feel like it still could be pretty common. However, it is a really good sniper, and I never see anyone use it, so for that reason I feel like it is pretty rare. Number 19 is Spirit Exorcist. So when this weapon came out, it was also in a pay-to-win event. However, it is out right now in the game. However, it is, I'm saying however a lot, it's still kind of hard to get, considering you have to have chance on your side, because in the Black Friday event, it is available in a chest, and you could win any random weapon in that chest. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, another weapon on this list is in that chest, which kind of screws up the list just a little bit. But yeah, so Spirit Exorcist, it's not as rare as it used to be, but it is still pretty rare, and never really see anyone using it. Number 18 is going to be Sharp Snowflake. When this weapon returns, it's usually in lotteries, and it's usually in super chests, and so for that reason, not too many people have it, because it is pretty hard to get and requires a pretty good amount of odds and luck to be in your favor. Don't worry, you're not really missing out on too much. It is a rare and unique weapon, but it's not really too good anyways. Number 17 is going to be all of the anniversary weapons, and I know that this is kind of low on the list, but they did just come out kind of recently, only like 5-6 months ago, so nothing too bad. But the reason why these weapons are on the list is because supposedly they are never going to come out again. So as time goes on, these weapons will slowly make their way to the top of the list, but for now they're going to stay at the bottom. And I mean, we all know the Pixel Gun developers could definitely bring them back, but so far they've been true to their word and have never brought back these pretty dang good weapons. Similarly, number 16 is going to be Honored Golden Friend. Came out during the anniversary event, however, it was in for way less time and also required a really good amount of grinding to get, so even fewer people have the Honored Golden Friend. This weapon could honestly be higher on the list, but it did just come out recently. Again, though, it's not going to come back ever, supposedly. Supposedly it will never come back ever. And so yeah, it'll just get rarer and rarer with time. Number 15 is going to be Net's Thrower. This weapon, I don't believe, except for like in spinning chest thingies. That's the thing about some of these like weapons earlier in the list. They could have returned at some point, but like I just don't remember. And also, if they did return, it was probably in like chests, which, you know, are based on chance, so people still might not have them. But yeah, Net's Thrower is currently back in the Black Friday weapon chest. But apart from that, and apart from maybe some other chest spinning, it hasn't returned since its release. I think about 2 years ago. I don't actually have it written down here on my notes, which kind of screwed me over. Even though it is in the game right now, only 0.01% of players have it. Same thing with Ship's Downer. You know, it could have returned at some point. However, I don't believe it has since its release about 2-ish years ago. So yeah, it's just a pretty rare weapon. However, I will just say, even if this weapon was to come back like right now and people knew it was rare, I don't think anyone would be buying it because it is horrible. It is so bad. Now, Tricky Gingerbread also hasn't returned in about 2 years, so it is a pretty rare weapon. If it has returned, it would have been in like a Christmas themed chest, which is only like once a year, so it is pretty rare. If you guys got this weapon when it first came out, well, congratulations, you have a pretty dang rare weapon. I know this weapon is rare just because like people always talk about it. They're like, oh, Gift Stealer and those weapons have returned, but Tricky Gingerbread has not in the 2 years since its release. Next up, we're going to get into some weapons you might not have expected, but Cold Silence, the sniper, is actually pretty decently rare. It was released 5 years ago, and since its release, it has only returned at very, very rare occasions, like once a year maybe, and if it has returned, it's been in like the lottery, so again, chance-based winning. So yeah, not too many people have it, only like 0.01%. So yeah, I mean, it could be less. I really don't know. But yeah, it is pretty rare. I don't even have it. I thought I had it. I went to record this video and I don't have it. So yeah. Another weapon you might not expect is Firefighter. This weapon was also released 5 years ago and is only returned on very rare occasions. So especially because the fact that this weapon is not that good and only legendary rating, not too many people wanted to get their hands on this. So yeah, pretty rare. Another really rare weapon is the Cooler. It was released 5 years ago in the first ever Christmas Battle Pass in Pixel Gun 3D, and since then has only returned in, I think, like 1 or 2 lotteries. So very, very few people actually have this weapon, despite it seeming like such a common weapon. Yeah, no one really has it. Next up is going to be Battle Shovel. I'm just going to be honest. I only put this weapon on the list because people say it's rare. I don't really know how you could have tamed this weapon when it came out, how many times it's returned. I don't really know anything about it. All I know is that I've had it for a very long time, so I don't know. It's on the list though, so don't be mad. Number 8 is going to be Ho Ho Rocket. This weapon hasn't returned to the game for purchase in 3 years. I'm pretty sure. Hopefully I'm right. I could be wrong. But yeah, if it has come back in 3 years, it's probably only been like 1 or 2 times. So yeah, if you got this weapon, congratulations, you have one of the rarest weapons in Pixel Gun 3D. Number 7 is going to be Wealth Distributor. Similar to Spirit's Exorcist. Basically, if you have Spirits, you had to have gotten Spirit's Exorcist to get Wealth Distributor, and that's kind of why I feel like the list Pixel Gun sent me was pretty inaccurate, because they had weapons on there like Laser Carbine, which you can literally get with coupons, but Spirit's Exorcist wasn't on the list, but Wealth Distributor was. And basically, if you got Wealth Distributor, you had to have gotten Spirit's Exorcist. So I don't really know, but yeah, Spirit's Exorcist or Wealth Distributor is very, very rare because it required, again, a lot of purchasing to get. And even I didn't bother getting this weapon, despite the fact that it is pretty good. Number 6 is Advanced Scout Rifle, and unlike some of the other advanced arsenal weapons like Harsh Punisher and Offensive Rocket System, this weapon just has not returned, other than like $20 pay-to-win chance purchases. Very, very, very few people have this weapon because, you know, you just had to get extremely lucky on the off chances that it returned. So this weapon, very rare, and after using it, I love this weapon. It's very overpowered. Number 6 is Hot Plasma Pistol. When I looked in as to how rare this weapon was, it seems like it's only returned once since its release, like 8 years ago-ish, maybe 7 or 8 years ago. It only returned in 1 lottery, in a Christmas lottery like 1 or 2 years ago. So it is pretty dang rare. Even though it returned kind of recently, it returned for a very, very short time, and again, on chance basis. Number 4 is going to be Locator, and I could be completely wrong about this weapon when I talk about it. However, I do believe the only way you could have attained this weapon was by playing Sneak and Seek over and over and over and winning. You had to win Sneak and Seek to get like 1 weapon part, and then you had to craft this weapon from like 250 parts. It could have been 5 parts too, I don't really remember, but basically you had to win Sneak and Seek so many times to get this weapon, and so very, very few people have it. And it's also, I believe, like the only weapon in Pixel Gun to be held in the left hand. I mean, there are other weapons that can be held in the left hand, yes, but this weapon attacks from the left hand, which I just thought that was very weird when using. And it also sucks, don't worry. Number 3 is going to be Desert Fighter, and Desert Fighter is kind of overrated. It's not really that good, and it has also returned a couple times, but it is still pretty rare because, when it did return, it was for chance. Like, you had to open chests, and there were like 30 weapons in the chest, so, and the odds of winning it were like 1 in 1,000. So basically winning the Desert Fighter was extremely rare, even though it has returned quite a bit actually. Number 2 is going to be Mystical Ore Emitter, but specifically the uncommon rarity. This weapon returned in the Christmas Desires lottery. I don't even know how long ago, but it returned in its common state, so players cannot upgrade it, which is like the state that I have in the background. However, if you had the OG Mystical Ore Emitter, then you had it at uncommon, and you can upgrade it to whatever rarity you want. And since the uncommon has never returned in Pixel Gun, it is extremely rare. And similar to Mystical Ore Emitter, Social Uzi is also extremely rare, the uncommon version specifically. The common version of Social Uzi returned in that Christmas lottery. However, the uncommon has yet to return in several years in Pixel Gun. The only way to get Social Uzi back in the day was to link your Facebook account to Pixel Gun, and if your parents were anything like mine, they did not let you have Facebook, so you were just never able to get this weapon unless you got the common variety in the Christmas lottery. Now, before I end this video, I just want to say, you guys are probably wondering where the heck is, well, what is it called? The Iron Sword? Well, actually, after talking to the developers about this weapon, this isn't actually a weapon that players are supposed to have, from what I understand. So I can talk about it and say, like, yes, it's very rare, but it's not really actually supposed to be obtainable. So for that reason, it's not on this list, and I wasn't able to get gameplay of it. But this weapon is extremely rare, and from what I know, it has only returned for like 5 minutes since its initial release. So very rare. I think maybe somebody has it out there, but I don't really think it's a weapon that players are supposed to have. So yeah. Alright everyone, well that's going to wrap up the video there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe you realized today that you actually have a very rare weapon. Again, there were like over 300 weapons that 0.01% of players have. So chances are you have a rare weapon. But I just felt like that these were definitely the top 20 rarest weapons in Pixel Gun. So yeah, thank you guys all for watching. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And also, if you happen to watch to the end of the video, I did stick a Black Friday promo code in there. So hopefully you guys saw it. But yeah, thank you all for watching. See you all in the next video. Bye bye.